Hi, welcome to our session on Sustainable Business Environment Scans. We're going to be taking a look at sustainable management tools and techniques that help you evaluate the business environment supporting or hindering a sustainable business. At the end of this session, you'll be able to use the Sustainable Business Scan called STEEP, along with a cause and effect diagram. We'll then cover the audio analysis developed by Esty and Winston in our textbook, Green to Gold, Business Playbook. Then we'll cover how to take the results from all of the other business scans to develop an issues priority matrix. At the end, I'm going to show you a free online app that can help you create some of these graphics. First, let's take a look at the STEEP fishbone. The STEEP is a sustainability approach to examining the business environment. Rather than simply looking at generic opportunities and threats, it divides those into 5 factors: sociocultural, the bottom left, technological, going around to the right, environmental, economic, and political legal. Let's take a look at each one of those. The first of the external factors is sociocultural, in which you examine the social aspects of the business environment. These can include demographics, such as age and diversity, educational levels, culture, such as religion, entertainment, media, social media, and even the effects of the pandemic. These trends can affect our attitudes and opinions, our behavior, and all of these can encourage or discourage us from buying a product or joining a group. This part of the STEEP evaluates the technological changes that can affect your business operations and product development process. New technology makes it necessary to update products more quickly. The capacity we have to absorb and adopt innovation helps us decide how quickly to roll out something new. And globalization affects how widely you can market a product or how quickly global competition can impact your business. The economy can affect a consumer's ability to buy your product, whether it is because pension funds or savings are affected by the stock market, unemployment is reducing the number of customers who can purchase your products, currency rates are favorable to foreign competition, or inflation rates are decreasing purchasing powers, or taxes are eating your lunch. You need to evaluate how well your business is likely to do in the current and projected financial climate so you can adapt your strategy. And of course, we are naturally concerned about the environmental aspects of our business, whether it is in the supply chain, providing you with materials for your products, or the impact your own business may have. Examples of this can include worrying about pollution or clean water, or reducing your impact and costs with zero waste, or eco-friendly technologies. It's important for businesses to scan the political and legal environment that can affect their business. This can include market regulations, trade agreements and laws. It also can include political stability or dissension that can disrupt businesses. A creative approach to brainstorming STEEP issues is using a cause and effect diagram, also known as a fishbone for obvious reasons, or also known as an Ishikawa diagram, named after the originator. And we can add STEEP to this in order to really do a holistic look at the issues and problems that will lead to a negative effect. This diagram is used to brainstorm potential causes of a problem. Using several categories to explore different aspects of a problem can give you a more holistic look. And holistic approaches are much more sustainable than trying to apply band-aid solutions that can have unintended consequences. You can use many different categories. The ones here are fairly common traditional categories, the 4MPE: people, machines, methods, environment, materials, and measurement. And all of those things can lead to a particular problem. Using a fishbone diagram can help you visualize a steep analysis. This example explores the steep causes that can lead customers or communities to having a poor attitude towards making greener purchases or living greener lifestyles. Brainstorming is only the first step. You use the results from the brainstorming to seek for potential causes. Once you've identified those potential causes, you validate your guesses by gathering data to support or disprove your hypothesis. Not only is the fishbone a good brainstorming tool, but once complete, it can help you see the interrelationships and patterns between the different aspects. In our example, we see that several categories have identified affordability as an issue that can lead towards a poor attitude towards green projects. You can also use it to look for conflicts between categories or ideas that can have a negative effect. After you've looked for, you can see here that the pattern is that perception is that green is expensive. After you've looked for interrelationships and conflicts, try the 5 whys to take a deep dive into potential causes. It's important for people involved in the process or problem to participate in this, because they're the most likely to develop a thorough brainstorming diagram to identify the root causes. In our example, you can see that why is it that products are not available? Well, they're not invented yet. That's because building green is perhaps more costly. So therefore, or because companies tend to go big when they create green products, and the small companies don't have the skills. 5 is just a rule of thumb. You may not need to go that far. Stop when it's clear to you and your team that you've identified something as a root cause. Therefore, there is an opportunity here for a small garage-style company with the proper skills to innovate. Now it's your turn. Using a steep and fishbone diagram, brainstorm the external factors affecting your business. There's a sample diagram on the next slide, but you may use any template. You can do this on a large sheet of paper or on a computer. If you're doing it on a computer, I do recommend using a template because drawing and connecting lines is a very time-consuming process. Next, let's take a look at a scan that is not only a business environment scan, but also a true environmental scan. This is the audio analysis introduced in the Green to Gold book and covered in depth in the Green to Gold Business Playbook by Esty and Winston. In the audio analysis, a business will take a holistic look at all the environmental challenges that a business has to face if the owners and employees care about the environment. There are 5 parts to this analysis. The first is aspect. This is a deliberately open-ended rather than an overly specific item in order to broaden your thinking. The second is upstream. This is any process before your core business operations, like mining for materials, growing ingredients, manufacturing products, and transportation. Next is downstream. This is the environmental impacts after products leave the business, such as those from the use of products by consumers and product end of life. Then there are the issues. These are the critical challenges to the business anywhere in the value chain, which are all those things that a company does to add value to their product and service, including manufacturing if they do that, or product service or customer service. Finally, there are opportunities. These are environmentally sound activities that can drive growth, reduce risk, and enhance value. Green to Gold has identified quite a number of challenges that businesses face, like the ones that we always think about, like climate change, energy, and water, but also challenges that are only in the news when something dramatic happens, like the effect a business has on endangered species or deforestation. Here is an example that they give on energy. So the aspect is consumption and rising costs. The upstream comes from the energy supplier and any changes to those energy costs. The downstream is the energy use by the product sold, say if you sell an electric lawnmower. The issues include the energy sourcing, the cost burden, the reliance of the grid, but the opportunities include reducing your own energy use, selling energy efficient products, and educating consumers. This is adapted from the example in the Green to Gold Business Playbook. You can use this or the example in the book to help you do a similar analysis for your business or nonprofit. Now it's your turn. Practice analyzing the potential environmental impacts and opportunities using an audio template, such as the one on the next slide. Finally, let's take all of these business environment scans that you've done and highlight those that need to be prioritized. Here is a format for an issues priorities matrix. It has two dimensions, the probability of an issue happening and the probable impact on the business. Combining those two and looking at high, medium, low, you can develop different priorities. So from all of your environmental scans, identify the number of likely trends in the industry, in the natural, and in the societal areas. Assess the probability of it happening, ascertain its likely impact, and then categorize the trends as high, medium, or low priority. Here's an example from a restaurant. A high issue is variable energy costs that can definitely affect businesses. Oops. In the age of pandemics, the political decisions could also be high, but usually they're not as drastic, affecting taxes or proper disposal of cooking oil. Then for a restaurant, a fisheries collapse may have a medium chance of happening, but could be quite devastating to menu prices or availability. High priority issues require daily monitoring. The business needs to be constantly aware of the issue and use operational checklists to help with the monitoring. Medium priority issues could be increased storms, high unemployment affecting people going out to dinner, or quantities of garbage that are constantly on the increase. For medium priority issues, the business needs to develop emergency or contingency checklists that they will pull out, for example, when hurricanes approach. Scenario planning can be another way to help with this. Also, the business may benefit from having insurance, like hurricane insurance. Low priority are low, medium, medium, low, and low, low. Here, I have protests at restaurants as a low probability of occurrence because there are so many restaurants over a wide area, but that could change with the news and the location of the business, so it's important to monitor the situation. It's not that they won't happen, but the urgency may be less. For low priority issues, you can use insurance to minimize impact and take action when it happens. Now it's your turn. Using an issues priority matrix, evaluate the probabilities of the external factors affecting your business. Here's a template for the issues priority matrix. You do not have to have an issue in each square, but it is important to be thorough. The next steps after completing all of your business environmental scans is to create a strategic and contingency plans to ensure your business will succeed considering the business status. These could include using some of the green to gold plays from the Green to Gold Business Playbook, some of the 7 management and planning tools of the Japanese like the affinity diagrams, scenario planning, and balanced scorecards. Now, some of you have asked about software that can help you with these graphics, which can be quite intense. Lucidchart has a free option that lets you have 3 diagrams at a time. They're all stored on the site. If you want to create more editable graphics, you'll have to pay, but you can always delete an earlier graphic to create a new one. Once you've completed one, I would suggest taking a screenshot with something like a snipping tool. So after you sign up, this is the screen that you will get. You can click there for a blank diagram, or click here for templates. When you click on the diagram, it also gives you an option for going to templates. So there are multiple ways of getting things. And you can click here for tutorials. This is the what I was talking about, where when you click on new, you get also several options, and you can choose blank or template. You notice that these are 3 of the ones that I have: the cause and effect diagram, the network diagram, also known as the PERT chart, and value stream mapping, which we'll be doing in 4783, which could be, this is the only free software that's out there that does this. So this is a very useful tool. When you get to the templates, you have all these options, and there are a bunch of them. You can just click around in the various links at the left, or you can click on the different boxes and see the different templates that they have. Or if you have a specific one like the fishbone, you can just type it in and search for templates. Oops. If you get a totally new one, this is what it's going to look like. In most cases, though, I would suggest looking for a template that gives you a good start on your graphics, but you can start from scratch. The tutorials are great, much improved from earlier versions. Note that when you look for the search results for fishbone, you get 1 free version and then several premium versions. For our purposes, you can do what is needed using the free templates. This is what a sample fishbone looks like. Basic directions are right on the screen, or you can click on the tutorials for more info. The template has sample categories, although there are variations, the sample categories on each spine, but you can change them by double-clicking. The STEEP has only 5 categories, although there are variations that break out legal from political, or add ethical, this is known as steeple, or that break out demographics as a separate category. You may add a separate category to the STEEP, or shift-click for multiple select, and then delete the entire spine. This completes our session on sustainable business scans. If you have any questions, please email me and I will be available for you.